So kids, that is the end of the regular season. Week 13 is over. First, I'd like to announce that the highest point total this year was the Huevos. And even though they didn't make the playoffs, they will be getting 150 American dollars. System does work, even though he had some bad luck and he didn't get the matchups that he needed to win and get into the playoffs, he's still walking away $50 richer than he was. As for the playoffs, believe it or not, Two Live Jew got third place on the year. They will play the team that just squeaked in on points, the 6-7 Greg Splendid team. While the fourth place team, Chip Kelly's Slaves, will play Rams Rule. And this is very interesting. It's not always the teams with the highest points that get in. Could be playing the matchups most effectively. There was a little bit of drama today. That's partially my fault. I didn't clarify that there would be a consolation bracket, partially because I didn't remember from last year that we had one. So the way that's going to work is the 4 teams that didn't make the playoffs will play starting in week 15. In week 14, they're off on a bye, like the 2 first place teams, Raging Ray Rice and Risby Brady. And the losing team, I should say, the winning team of the consolation bracket will be able to name the losing team's team for week 1 of next year and also select a cool logo for them to have. Anything they want. Let's keep it somewhat appropriate, guys. With that, I'm not gonna bother to recap what happened last week. We're gonna move forward and look at our playoff scenario for week 14. So our first matchup is the battle of the Mason father versus son. And we have a pretty good quarterback matchup. Russell Wilson, who's been hot, against Tyrod Taylor, who's also been hot. Russell Wilson's had a good second half of the season, but you can see from the projection that these are 2, really close quarterbacks. Demaryius Thomas, he hasn't had the best season, but he's got an okay matchup against Oakland, and he's going against Dez Bryant, who's projected to score 9, but he hasn't done anything yet this season to prove that he's going to do anything this week. Golden Tate, I'm not sure if I'm going to start him or not. Stevie Johnson might be hurt, so this may or may not go to him. Either way, Rams Rule's got T.Y. Hilton, who's got a much better matchup against Jacksonville. Charizard West, he's going against San Diego's pathetic run D. I'm surprised he's only projected to score 12 because San Diego couldn't stop anyone. And David Johnson, Arizona's last remaining running back and rookie, they have him projected to score a lot against Minnesota. I guess they don't think their run defense is that good. Lamar Miller against the Giants, he should do pretty well. Miami's definitely a run-first offense. And Hillman, with Anderson out, Hillman should be seeing the majority of the carries. I wouldn't be surprised if he, scored more than his projected points this week. Delaney Walker has been pretty hot, but the Jets' defense has also been pretty good. And he's going against Kelsey, and that should be a pretty even matchup there. Cooks looked good last week. He's going to continue to do pretty well against Tampa Bay. And he's going against Moncrief. It looks like Rams Rule's hedging their bets by starting 2 of Indy's receivers. Kickers, whatever. Carolina against Atlanta. They should score some serious points against their division rival. And then St. Louis against Detroit. They should put up some points as well. This is going to be a close one. But if I had to pick one, I would pick my own team. Chip Kelly's Slaves. I've been saying this team was good since the beginning of the year, and Two Live Jew has won 5 games in a row. They came back from a 2-6 record to make the playoffs. People laughed when he said he was going to make the playoffs, but here he is, and he's taking on Greg's Splendid team. Let's take a look at this. Jameis Winston, man, this guy is just getting better every game. And Aaron Rodgers, well, he looked good last game. He threw that Hail Mary pass. I still got to give the edge to Rodgers in this matchup, but Winston's going to do well against New Orleans, because New Orleans is the worst team against quarterbacks ever. So Winston's probably going to score a lot more than 17. Amari Cooper, he hasn't done much lately. Denver's secondary is pretty decent, and Decker hasn't scored less than 10 fantasy points in a week yet, if I remember right. So I think I'm going to give the edge to Decker there. Emmanuel Sanders versus Oakland. He should do okay. I'm not sure if he's 100% injury-wise, Baldwin, you know, you can never be confident in a Seattle receiver, but he has been scoring a lot of points in the last few weeks. Rawls has looked great. I definitely give the edge to Two Live Jew in terms of running back. He's got Rawls and Forte is back. And Ivory, you know, he's been kind of declining as the year goes on. And Doug Martin, you know, I'm not sure how well he is, but he is playing New Orleans. So, you know, there's always a good chance there. Olsen, you got a solid Carolina tight end. And Barnage, I'm not sure if Barnage is even going to start this game. He's injured, and I think that's why Greg was looking at tight ends on the waiver wire. So we might see someone different in there. Landry's coming back from an injury, and he's playing the Giants. If he is healthy and he's in, he's going to score a lot of points. Jordan Matthews finally got some points last week. He's been kind of a disappointment this year. And against Buffalo, I don't see him doing that much better. Kickers, whatever. New York Jets defense against Tennessee, I like that. And I also like Arizona defense, but Minnesota is a tougher matchup. So overall, I'm going to give Two Live Jew the edge, and we'll see if he will continue his win streak. So best of luck to everybody. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys Sunday. Maybe I can, actually I think I'll be at Austin's house for that Magic tournament we're going to be in. And I'll probably see some of you guys there. So good luck to everyone who's playing in the playoffs this week. And bye teams, try not to do anything too messed up on the waiver wire so people don't get mad, alright? Austin, you stole me $100, but I got tons of collateral.